So I have no idea what world we're living in right now. Here's an article from Reuters. Apparently Musk and Mark Zuckerberg are in talks for a cage match in Las Vegas. So in the Reuters article, it says this all began on Tuesday when Musk tweeted out that he was up for a cage match with Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg is 39, posted pictures of the matches he won on Instagram, and asked Musk, who is 51, to send location. That's when Musk responded, Vegas Octagon. This is where I guess they have, and I'm not a big MMA fan myself, but I guess this is where the championship bouts are held. So this is I imagine quite a large venue, and that would be needed for, something like this if it ever did happen. Musk responded, if this is for real, I will do it. I believe that this all started with a tweet from Mario Nafal. Mario was talking about this new product that Meta's creating called Threads. He said, Meta to release Twitter rival called Threads. Meta, the same company that copied Snapchat, TikTok, StumbleUpon, Foursquare, BeReal, and Clubhouse, began coding Project 92 3 months after Elon acquired Twitter. Rumors have been circulating about the app's public name being Threads. All right, so I'm assuming the internal code name for the project is Project 92, and that the may be called Threads once it's released, but that's not confirmed at this point. It sounds like it may be a video that, something for us to dig into later on a future video. But the tweet continues, Meta's chief product officer, Chris Cox, described Project 92 as our response to Twitter and mentioned that it will allow Instagram users to automatically transfer their followers. Okay. Cox threw shade at Elon Musk's Twitter by claiming Meta's been hearing from creators and public figures who are interested in having a platform that is sanely run. Yeah, this is something we'll have to look into further. I'm not sure people are saying they need something sanely run. I mean, I don't use Twitter much myself, but I'm in the camp that probably generally believes that the Musk takeover has more benefits than negatives, I would say. I know it's polarizing, but I'm just not sure that something run by the machine, the lizard, Zuck, whatever you want to call him, is going to be more sanely run or more trusted, so to speak, with, private information, with leaks. Who knows? But anyway, he goes on, he continues, this is ironic. Yeah, okay. This is ironic considering the Wall Street Journal's investigation a few weeks ago. Okay, we'll have to edit this out for YouTube, but Instagram and Facebook apparently were investigated by Wall Street Journal for doing, less than appropriate rings on having less than appropriate rings on their platforms. Not sure about that, but I'm not familiar with that particular investigation. But there's definitely question on their credibility and that obvious quote about being more sanely run. It continues on as far as their platform censoring different theories and things related to Hunter Biden. But I believe that this is the thread that started it all. Musk responds later in it with these tweets that we saw here back in the Reuters article. I'm just curious if this thing would ever happen. I don't foresee it happening, but gosh, that'd be a heck of a thing to watch. Musk later tweets that he had this great move called the Walrus, where I just lie on top of my opponent and do nothing. Oh gosh. Like I said, I just don't foresee this ever happening. There's also this BBC News article that's a little more optimistic. Their headline says Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg agree to hold a cage fight. So they are indicating with that headline that this has been agreed upon. I'm not quite sure about that, but they talk about Musk's walrus tactic. I guess it was, he talked about it on a podcast here and then followed up by a tweet of a gif of a walrus rolling on the beach. There's something to be said with this. If you've ever seen, National Geographic or a wildlife video of a rhinoceros squaring up to an elephant. I mean, rhinos are humongous, but the weight difference between them and an elephant, they don't stand a chance. An elephant is just so much bigger that they can just overpower a rhinoceros, even with that giant tusk on his or horn on his on the front of his head there. The elephant is just too big. They're very interesting videos to watch, but it's a tactic. I think that they were talking about it. There's reasons why there's weight classes in MMA just for that reason. Below that it says Musk tweeted, "I almost never work out except for picking up my kids and throwing them in the air." Meanwhile, 39-year-old Zuckerberg has already been training in mixed martial arts and recently won jiu-jitsu tournaments. This is definitely going to be a leg up for Zuckerberg for sure in this. There's a following tweet down here. Alex Heath, apparently he's confirmed that Mark Zuckerberg is serious about fighting Elon and is now waiting on details if Musk decides to follow through. I mean, out of the two, I would say that Mark is more likely to agree to this than Elon, but I'm not going to put it past either of them. But at the end of the day, honestly, I'm giving it a 0% chance. There's no way that this would ever happen. This article goes on. It says that Dana White, the president of UFC, would be licking his lips at the possibility of putting on this fight. No kidding. I mean, everybody would want to host this fight and put it on. This would be the biggest event of the decade for sure. So he's saying Zuckerberg, he's voting on all day. He said he's 12 years younger. He's a lot smaller, around 5'7". Elon's probably around 6 foot. I think he's about 6'1", 6'2". I'm not quite sure, but definitely, yeah. Elon has the size, the mass on him. He's a couple of stones in weight on him. But as you know, it's Musk has got no training whatsoever, and Zuckerberg's been training in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So I would agree there. I think Zuckerberg probably has the leg up, but I mean, if he can get that walrus technique going, it might be a match. We'll see though. I'm curious what your thoughts are. The other thing too, I was thinking about this could turn into a big event. If there was a way to convince, Bill Gates to get into the ring with Larry Ellison, convince Jeff Bezos to, get in with the Walton family and have a cage match against them, get Sundar and Tim Cook in a ring together. And then those goofballs, Travis Kalanick and Steve Huffman, get those two going, facing off against each other. And I think to really set the stage here, the referee would have to be Tom from MySpace. I think that would be the kicker in all of this. I'm curious, what are your thoughts? Who would be a good matchup out of those that I listed? Who do you think would win? Who do you think, how do you think those matches would go? I'm curious your thoughts on that. Anyway, this is, we'll have to watch this one. Interesting to think about. I think that it'd be 0% chance of it actually happening. I mean, if it did, could you imagine if one of them actually got knocked out or some sort of injury? just the stock market would have a heyday on this with these two massive leaders of these giant companies. There's just no way that, this would ever take place for real. Maybe something staged, WWE or something like that. If there was a script, they could come up with something and stage it. But I just don't ever foresee an actual cage match, an MMA style cage match ever happening. But who knows? There's been crazier things that have happened, I suppose. But let me know what you think. I appreciate you listening, and we'll see you at the next video.